Hello, I'm Ed. I'm a director at Faith in Kids.
Hello, I'm Amy. I'm the resource writer at Faith in Kids.
Welcome to the training video for week 1 of our Who Am I series. You're teaching it, we're here to help.
It's great to be with you. Have our downloadable resource handy. We're going to take you through a few of the essentials and a couple of the tricky bits.
But could I start by telling you about Ethan? In his class, the party invitations were being handed out to everyone. He didn't get one. He looks crushed. 5 minutes later, his mum picks him up from school and every other child is presenting their parent with the invite. His mum spots the problem.
All the way home, Ethan is thinking, what's wrong with me? Why aren't I like everyone else?
Imagine Ethan walks into your Sunday school class this Sunday. This lesson is giving Ethan a reason to know he is more precious than he could ever imagine. He belongs.
We'd love Ethan's mum to be able to join in the conversation so she knows what to say to Ethan next time he feels insecure, because there will be a next time. All children face moments like Ethan's when they feel insecure, and the Bible speaks to those situations. We can help make the connections for them.
Welcome to lesson 1. We're in Genesis 1, 26 to 31. We're in the first pages of the Bible. It's the story of creation where God makes people. Because God made us, he gets to tell us who we are. Our Creator tells us we are precious. We belong to him. We listen to him.
That's why the truth that changes me for this lesson is, because God made me, he loves me and says I'm precious to him.
Everyone wants their children to feel secure and good about themselves. But as Christians, we believe they're valuable because they've been created by God.
So in this lesson, that's why Faith in Kids looks like says, children who feel secure and valuable because they know they belong to God. The downloadable resource is written for you. In there, we talk you through how to teach it. And if you haven't read it yet, press pause on this video and go and read it now. We'll still be here when you're done.
I absolutely promise.
Yeah, hit pause. Because tackling these issues is difficult, we're here so you can stay on track, avoid the pitfalls and problems, and stick to the main point in a section, Ed, that we like to call
Points, problems, and pitfalls.
Woohoo!
When something is made, it is valuable to the Creator. That's why in this lesson we use the example of making something to see how precious it is to us. This is a big topic, creation, where we've come from. But in these sessions we are all about identity. We want to show the difference between being created, the difference it makes to who we are. It gives us value.
So in this lesson, we mention being made in the image of God. Now this phrase could end up being a distraction. Keep it simple. Stick with God made us a little like himself, and that's what gives us value. It's a deeply brilliant and wonderfully simple truth.
With over 8s in teaching time, we make the suggestion you could write on post-it notes what other kids say about your children, good and bad. So you're encouraging honesty, but be ready to hear some horrible words: fat, ugly, thick, loser.
Oh, Ed, have people said those things to you?
Too often, Amy.
When I taught this lesson, lots of children wrote things down on post-it notes that were upsetting. And what I wanted to do was sweep them all off the table, stop the lesson, and just basically hug them for the rest of the time. We need to not do that. Instead, as children are telling us what others say to them that hurts, we can thank them for being brave and sharing. We can thank them for their honesty and tell them we know it's hard to be called these things.
Or there's the danger that it could become an insult contest. Who gets to say the rudest word in a Sunday school lesson? Keep the atmosphere calm. Explain the reason for the exercise to show the difference between how God describes us and how other children describe us.
So we're prepared to hear sad things, and we're pressing on through hearing them because it's brilliant if our children get to talk about their ordinary playground life with their church family. Okay, Ed, next.
Heart and hands.
Making the most.
This is the moment for the children to do the talking. They are exploring the topic for themselves, talking about what difference this truth makes to the way they think, the way they feel, and the way they act.
Okay, so we could be tempted to see this as a test. Have the children remembered what they heard? Did you explain it properly? Instead, think of this as the moment where you take the microphone and hand it over to them to do the talking. In this particular lesson, it's about exploring insecurity, those moments when they don't feel valuable, and imagining how could that be different based on what God says.
With older children, we've suggested it could be a time to talk about social media. That might make you feel nervous because you don't normally talk about it with them. Let them take the lead. Give them the whole list. WhatsApp, Snapchat, YouTube, Insta, TikTok, Be Real.
Do you know all of those?
I could go on. Ask them which they use. If you get a sea of blank faces, move on. There's no need to talk about social media.
So let's imagine that in your class they watch a pile of YouTube videos on gymnastics or on gaming. How might this affect them? Do they feel better or worse about themselves that they can't do a backflip or defeat the monster at the end of level 3?
Are they on a WhatsApp group where people are called horrible things? Help the children see that God has something to say in these social media situations. He says, you're valuable no matter what anyone says on a WhatsApp group or what anyone does on a YouTube video, because you're his.
Finally, Ed.
Take-home sheet, how to connect with parents.
Okay, so let's imagine you're the Sunday school teacher, I'm the parent.
Okay, I want to connect this lesson in your life with your children.
Great, let's go.
Amy,
Yes.
what makes you say that your children are very good?
I don't think I say it enough. I think I'm probably a terrible parent.
Okay, Amy, today I said your child was very good because they prayed, because they gave me a great answer in a conversation, because they took part in the game.
I do that.
Okay, exactly.
Okay.
So if you want to take this on, I've got a take-home sheet for you. The middle column at the bottom, it says feelings.
Okay.
This is a great activity to start a conversation with your child.
So this is all that you've been doing this morning, and this is how I could do more.
And I'm suggesting you make a start with that activity.
Oh, I could do that.
Well done, Amy. Smashing it.
Brilliant. There we go. If you can be brave in your conversation with the parent is more likely to be brave in their conversation with their own child. You've done it. We've made it to the end of lesson 1. You are going to teach the children in your class that they are valuable because they're created by God. No one else is going to tell them that. You are. You've got this.